back in the day, wow, way long ago, Hippocrates, I believe, was the one that came up with that people have temperaments, and that we all have there's four basic temperaments, and we all have some of those qualities, and some of us have more in one, or maybe a secondary and a little bit in the other two. We have a predominant, and then we have those that are not so predominant. So he narrowed it down to 4, and if you take the personality test on Journey to Diamond, it has colors. It equates it to colors. And that's what we use in It Works, is the colors. Now there's all kinds of tests. There's the DISC test. You can take that. Same temperament explanations, just different words. Some of them, there's the animals, that, you know, there's the lion and the otter and whatever. Same type temperament, just different titles, okay? So ours we're using is red, blue, yellow, and green. So for red, let me back up. Each personality has positive, amazing traits and negative, dysfunctional traits. So the goal is to figure out what your dysfunction is and to get functional with it and to get onto the functional side of your personality. And this is not to say, well, that's just how God made me, and I can't change it, and so you're stuck with it. That's not what this is about. This is to say, yeah, that's me. Yeah, I have that dysfunction. I need to work on it. And get yourself to the positive side of your personality. So, with that said, well, let's start with red. All right, red is your natural born leader. They are very decisive. They are strong. You know, very strong personalities. They will get the job done. They are driven. They are goal-oriented. And they are very bottom-line kind of people. That's the functional side of it. The dysfunctional side is that they are bossy, that they are short with people. They're very impatient. They are, you know, they have very little patience for imperfection. They are tactless. They speak their mind. They're very opinionated. They're very critical. And they are, again, that bottom line, they can cut you at the knees and hurt your feelings, and they don't mean to. Usually a red is just going to tell you like it is because you need to know, and they're not trying to hurt your feelings. They're just telling you the facts. If it hurts your feelings, so what? Get over it. Right? Those are reds. Then we have blues. Well, first of all, how many of you think you're red? Okay. Reds will get the job done, you guys. You want reds in your business. But the thing about the reds, again, they can really run over people. And so we got to help them. We got to help them. So then, all right, let's go to blue. Now, blues are your very happy-go-lucky, fun-oriented people. They don't meet a stranger. They are the life of the party. They walk into the room, everything lights up, and the party has started because they just came in the room. And they are, they're bubbly. They are just fun to be around. The dysfunctional part of a blue is they're late for everything. They have no concept of time. They are so disorganized and so scatterbrained. They forget everything. They are, oh my gosh. You walk into their closet, it looks like a volcano erupted. There's no order to anything. It's just a mess. So, how many of you think you're blue? Okay, kind of both. All right. All right, and then there's green. Okay, green is the very detailed oriented person. They're very analytical. They're the chart makers, the graph makers. They like charts, graphs, maps. They have things all planned out. They're planners. They are very structured. They're very rigid. They don't like change. So, you know, you want your greens, you got to have greens because they've read every single policy and procedure. They are rule followers, and they will keep you in line. They'll say, you can't do that, because the reds and the blues will push the envelope. And they'll go a little bit on the, I'm going to break a rule or two. And the greens, they don't do that. They follow the rules. The dysfunctional part of a green is that they're very rigid. They're not flexible. God bless the flexible, because then they can't be bent out of shape. Right? So with a green, they can be totally bent out of shape, because they don't like change. They can overanalyze something. When you're talking to a green person, a prospect, they want to read all the fine print of the contract. They want to know everything before they make a decision. And sometimes they can be have that paralysis of analysis, and they're not going to do anything. You know, they're just very, very difficult to make a decision. They're moody. They have either high highs or low lows, hardly ever anything in between. So those are your greens. How many greens do we think we have? Okay. All right, okay. They're usually a little bit more on the quiet side. So the red and the blue, they're more extroverted. The green and the yellow are more of the introverted type personality. They're quieter. So with yellow is your friendly, very nice, very loyal person. They're very usually shy. They don't want to be noticed. They would rather blend into that wall than to stand out. They're more of the follower type. They're great followers. And they're very loyal. They will follow you to the ends of the earth. On a yellow, the thing about a yellow that's dysfunctional is that they can let people stomp all over them. Yeah. They will judge things based on how difficult it is to do it, whether or not they're going to do it. If it's too much trouble, they ain't going to do it. They're very happy on the couch. They are not super motivated. They're very family oriented, and they're very nurturing, and they don't ever want to rock a boat at all. So that's your yellows. How many yellows do we have? They want to keep the peace. They're peacemakers. So, just to give you an instance, I'm a blue yellow. Blair is a red. He used to be a red green, but he's more red yellow now because he doesn't have all that stress in his life. But when he had a lot of stress in his life, he was red. So we started learning about these personalities, and I used to, I grew up with awesome parents. My dad, my mom were very encouraging. My dad was always very complimentary of my mom. I loved hearing him talk wonderfully to my mom and tell her how beautiful she was and things like that. Well, he would do that for me and for my sister. And so I grew up like that. So when I met Blair, he never told me I looked pretty. I knew he thought I did, but as we were continuing to date, I would be like, dang, I never get him saying, honey, you look hot, or you're beautiful. He would never say that to me. And very rarely. Yeah, I know, right? And so we would go out, and I would be killing myself in the bathroom, just fixing my face, and bought me a new outfit, and I'd say, he's really going to notice me tonight. Oh my gosh, he's going to notice me tonight. And then I would come out, and he'd go, are you ready? We are late again. Come on, let's go. And I'd be like, do I look okay? Yeah, you look fine. Let's go. Come on. And it would crush me. it would just crush me. So when we're learning about these personalities, there's a really, really good book called Personality Plus. And it's by Florence Littauer. And she's a Christian author. And the names on hers were sanguine, choleric, melancholy, and phlegmatic. So same temperament traits or whatever. So we're reading through the traits, and right there in black and white for the blue, it says, thrives on compliments. And for the reds, you know, so I was showing Blair, I said, look, right there, I thrive on compliments, and you never give me a compliment. You never compliment me. And he goes, oh. And then he looked over at the red, and he goes, look, does not give compliments. And I was like, oh, okay. And all of a sudden, I didn't take it personal anymore. I realized, wow, okay, he wasn't trying to hurt my feelings. That's just part of his temperament. And then he realized, wow, I need to be more complimentary to her. And today, you know, he does. He tells me all the time. And so, you know, that's what personalities, knowing those personalities. When you're dealing with blue people in your group, you want to make it fun. They're going to stick around as long as they're having fun. And they want recognition. They just want to hear their name. I'm serious. Reds, they just want to make the money. You know, they didn't care. They could care less if their name is called or not. They just want to make the money. They want to be number one. You know. So it's so important to know those things as you're working with people. Study it, guys. Study it. It will make a huge difference, not only in your business, but in your personal life.